Most strength coaches are burning out because they are constantly flipping between different things and they're not really understanding where they want to go. They're just trying to get clients. And look, trust me, I've been there. If you're just trying to get quick wins, get quick clients and quick money in the bank, you're not actually building a business. But if you stick around in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system that I have never shown before. The depth that I'm going in today is actually a little bit scary of how much I'm giving away, right? But I'm going to do it because simply, I know a lot of people will benefit massively from this. This is for online strength coaches who are struggling to make the business that they once said they were going to do, who are constantly chasing leads and don't know when their next money's coming in. People who want to hit consistent 7K months. And that's exactly what I teach inside Launch 7. And through this video, I'm going to give you everything that you need to get to that point. I want to stop people thinking that they haven't got the time, they haven't got the money. It is all in front of you. So let's dig into exactly what it is. So like I say, this is the business model that I teach. And it's a full overview in depth to understand exactly what to do so you can implement it into your business. But look, I teach a hybrid coaching model that is backed by system, structure, and simplicity. I have been in a place before where I was focused on the 10K months. I hit the 10K months and I felt like I was constantly having to keep it there because every lead that was coming in, somebody was dropping out the back end. But when you have a system like the growth system, it completely changes all of that. So the first stage of this then is to have one clear magnetic offer. When we talk about a magnetic offer, a lot of people think it is the thing that you offer, the coaching plan package, but it isn't. It's everything in and around it. And that's why we go into so much depth to understand exactly what this is. So let me walk you through these stages. The first thing is the future client avatar. We need to make sure that we get the perfect version. So you're not working with people that you don't want to work with and you're not taking them on for the sake of money. But with this system, you go into the depth of it. You need to look at exactly where they hang out, what they do, what their problems are. You need to study it. If you don't study your market, you are never going to know what to say to attract them and make them aware of their problems. We then go into something called the painkiller method, where we look at the 3 main pain issues that people struggle with within your industry. And then we think of 2 painkillers. So look at them like headaches and painkillers. And the 2 painkillers per headache are going to be the things that you talk about. And that, do it right now. Pause this video. Think of 3 things that are the problems. Think of 2 things that are the solutions. And that can be everything within your business. That can be the internal stuff that you teach to your guys. It could be the external stuff that you use for marketing. It could be your email system. It could be everything. Because don't think that you need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to keep talking about the same stuff that you fix. Often people get that blockage where they think, I need to think different, I need to look different, I need to show something different, and you don't. You just need to do the same thing you're doing in a deeper aspect and constantly show up fixing that problem. And then we've got how to launch an offer. Again, a lot of people are constantly saying, DM me for coaching, or I'm looking for 5 people. Now, I've been there, I've done that. It works, of course it does, because there is low hanging fruit. And what I always say is within 100 people, there's 15% that are gonna buy off you right now. There is 35% that will buy off you in the future, and there's 50% that just won't buy off you. So you need to think about when you're putting offers out, you're going to get some low hanging fruit. You're gonna get some people that are gonna snap straight away, but the majority of the people will be later on down the line. So that's why you don't want to be always hammering the buy this, buy this. You want to turn them into trusted followers that are following you because you're giving away lots of value. And then we've got the old way that people are doing offers and their product base, if you like. This, quite simply, is it's the old way. It's confusion. It's the way that you offer lots of different things. People get confused. They don't know where they're going. You're giving away free resources. You're doing partnerships with people. You've got coaching or mentoring, and then you've got consulting, which is more like the doing it for you. You've got all these things, all in different areas of the business, talking about different things, and it just becomes confusing. But what we've now got is the new way, and that is what I call the access ladder. They climb up the ladder, but here's the really important thing. They start here and they finish here. Now, at the top of the ladder is one thing. The one thing that you focus on. So for me, I help coaches hit 7K months If you join Launch 7, you may get some free resources. You may get into my Skool community where I'll be dropping things all the time and you'll get all the information for free. You may then start working with me on the coaching consulting side, and then you can go on to my top tier, which is the mentoring. Now, all of these things are one focus and one goal. They're just ascending up the ladder. And when you think about the difference between the old way, which is confusing, and the new way that we teach, it is a complete different model, and it directs your prospects through your business. If they join a lead magnet for free, let's say you put a lead magnet out, they join that and they don't buy straight away, that's fine, because they're in your flywheel and they're gonna buy off you eventually. And that is the key to this system. And that's the exact reason why I have helped generate over £3,000 within my mentoring for the guys who are working with me. So the next part here then, we have the monthly intake system. So no open door chaos. It's all about guiding people into a monthly intake once a month, where you open the doors. You have then done 3 weeks worth of building up the content and 1 week worth of launch. And when you get to that point, you will then understand exactly who's ready to buy. They will know exactly what to do and they will go straight in. It's one goal, it's one strategy, and it's one way in. The hybrid model is in person and online, and this is what makes it hybrid. Now, over the years of coaching, I have had a gym for 10 years and coached in person for 15 because I was in other gyms prior to that. But when I started to build my online business and I shifted from in-person to online, I had an extreme shift. I kept some in-person stuff, but eventually I changed my model to a hybrid model, because too much online, for me personally, and I feel it's the same for most strength coaches, they need that face-to-face connection. They need that real life supporting people. It's where the passion comes out. So if that is you, and then don't fall into that trick of thinking that online is the best place to be, because having the best of both, in my opinion, is the best way, because you can then have a certain program that people can either drop in once a week and they have certain slots and then the rest of it is online coaching, or they can have one-to-one version where you drop in one-to-ones, or you can have once a month where people will come down. However you look at it, it's some form of in-person and mainly online. But building something like this is different from the standard online coaching. And again, when we're looking at the model, people think that the offer is all about what you get. Everybody says that you get online coaching, a Loom check-in, calls when you need it. Like, it's all the same stuff, but it's not about having it the same as everybody else. Is about making it different and making it driven towards results as opposed to what you get, because what people want when they join you is the results. And then we have the micro education, and this is how I teach my systems and what I teach people to teach their systems. And the whole idea of this, on Skool, you go through the levels. You start here, level 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 2 more levels up to 6. And you work your way through this. There is no overwhelm. That's the biggest feedback I've had since running this system, that there is no overwhelm, because you know exactly what the next step is. Most coaching models, people will overwhelm you because they just want to give you everything. But actually you need guidance of do this, then this, then this. And that's how I have it set up step by step. And again, that's how I coach my guys to do it step by step. So people know exactly what they're doing, exactly at what point they need to do it. It's at your own pace. And it's like a gamified experience. People love a game. People love a goal, a focus, a target. That's why they're with you, right? So give them that so that they are in tune with exactly what you do and how you guide people through. And then we've got the growth engine. And this is the system that has took me much further beyond with the profit that I earn, because it's not about big systems or big teams that are having to do everything for me. It is one system. It is one focus. And look, instead of the old way of a typical funnel where you're throwing lots of money into a funnel, you're spending tons for people to see you, but they haven't built that trust with you and they then don't buy off you. They then go through your funnel and end up in a pile. And this is the old way. I've done this. The percentage of people that actually buy is slim. You have to spend so much money to get to this position, and you feel like you're just banging your head against a wall, talking to people that are just not ready to buy off you. But look, I want to introduce to you the new way that has completely changed my life and can change yours as well. This is what I call the growth engine. It is a smart ad protocol. You're not putting tons and tons of money into something that may not work. This will then bring leads into your community. It could be a lead magnet. It could be getting into your Skool community. could be onto your email list. But the focus is that we get them onto your email list. All of these include your email list, and it's the one thing that you actually own. Meta was to shut everything down tomorrow, we'd all be screwed, right? And this brings them into customers through the Power Video. The Power Video is all about getting eyeballs onto you and what you do. Right now, you're watching me. This is part of my flywheel, the growth engine, and you are consuming my content, hopefully warming up and actually thinking, I'm gonna buy off him soon because he seems like a cool fucking guy. But that's business, right? And then we turn them into clients through your magnetic offer blueprint. And this, again, is the breakdown that I spoke about earlier on, where we're looking at the depth of it. It's not just what do you offer, it's the depth of what it is. And then we get case studies and we turn them back into ads to show people what you do, and you take them through that system. But look, if people don't buy off you at any point here, it's okay, because they are in your flywheel and they continue going around and they will buy off you at some point. But with this system, it attracts genuine perfect leads, where they are the people you want, because you target the ads to the people that you want through into your business. You don't sell to them, you help them until they're ready to buy. You grow your email list on autopilot, because we'll use something called ManyChat. Plug ManyChat into your system, drive ads to a post, and it will continuously collect emails with the system that we have. And then it's a content strategy that is never ending. As long as you keep showing up, people will keep seeing you, and at some point they will buy from you. So look, this is no plug and play lead generation system that you see all the agencies try and scam you with. And I'll say that very direct and harsh, because it's true. And you need to hear the truth, because there are so many agencies out there that will claim to get you tons of leads. But what's happening here is you're thinking that you need leads, and you don't need leads, you need to build a business. And that is exactly why that you throw this shit in the bin and you build a system that is right for you and your business, as opposed to just getting you tons of lead in the front end and they've done their job, so you pay them to do their job, and actually they've done their job. The next thing, it's your fault because you don't convert. Now think why you don't convert them: because they're not ready, they're not warm, and they haven't seen you for long enough. One of the rules that Google have is the 7-11-4 rule, and this is quite simply the rule of stats that are proven for somebody to buy off you. They need to see 7 hours of content at 11 touch points with 4 different platforms, and if you can tick those boxes, people are then going to buy off you. But that's why it's about building the system. It's not just putting ads out there or a specific funnel that may or may not work. It's actually building a business. This works. And I've generated and helped people scale from 5 to 7K months without burning out. No like massive person team and faffing around with funnel hacks or hours of cold outreach, because that is the thing that coaches and mentors are teaching, which is pretty fucking nuts. That is not something you teach. That is something that you can do, but it will take you a hell of a long time, and it's a very unauthentic and ungenuine way to do it. Marcus has just hit a 13K plus month. Mike doubled his MRR in the time he was with me, and he actually paid off his investment in a month and a day. We've got lots of different results from guys that are in or on the program currently and making money every single day through this exact system. And it's all because they built the system. They haven't just posted a ton of ads and doing some crazy dancing shit on social media to get attention. It literally is about putting out valuable content, guiding people through your journey and getting them into your flywheel so that you are building a long-term business. And here's my journey, right? I had a gym for 10 years. I sold that 2024. I competed professionally in strongman and traveled the world and become my big focus, if you like. But then I shifted from that to take business a lot more seriously and ultimately help more people. And that is exactly what I do now within the mentoring. And it is my complete mission to change the way that people see mentoring, because often people say that they feel like it's a scam, they feel like it's something that's not gonna work. And look, it's what you think, right? There are people making tons of money and changing their lives doing this stuff. But I wanna try and show you this in so much depth so you can see the actual inside moving parts to understand how it works. And if you want to build with me the Launch 7 system into your business and hit 7K consistent months with 5 hours a day, that is all you need to be doing. You do not need to be doing long, crazy hours. And I'm not going to tell you you can do it in an hour or 2 a day, because that's what the guys that are walking down the beach of Bali are claiming, that have never had a gym or a business. But quite simply, if you want to learn more, then message me on Instagram. the number 69, and I'll send over a breakdown of exactly how it works. Or if you don't feel like you're ready to speak to me, it's completely cool, because you're in my flywheel. And if not, at least join my content system training, which is this here. It's a system on Skool, and it walks you through 3 phases in insane depth to help you get confident on camera, understand how to post, gives you a planner of 30 days worth of content that you can do in 90 minutes. And it is actually quite embarrassing that this is free, yes, but I'm doing this until I have 50 people on there that have been through that system and have given me feedback, so I can then put a price on it and understand how much it's actually worth. So I hope you got loads of value from this video. It's fucking absolutely sick. I've never gave this amount of information away before, but for you, if you've made it this far, you've watched it to the end. If you need more and you want to learn more, then click on one of my other videos and I'll see you there, champ.